What's up, you guys? English Banana 123 here, and today I got a different video for you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my other hobby, which is VHS collecting. So, this is something I have not actually explored on the channel yet. I have been collecting VHS tapes since I think it was right around the summer of 2020, right whenever we were all in lockdown. And it was something that I enjoyed doing. I remember I would try and hit up thrift shops if they were open, finding tapes and things like that. And these tapes here are all my horror tapes, or I shouldn't say all. These are more or less my favorite tapes and my more sought after tapes. Some of them are custom. But these are not all the horror tapes I have, and these are not all the VHS tapes I have. I do have more VHS tapes, but they are stored somewhere else. These are the ones that I kind of like having on display on my little bookshelf with some of my favorite DVDs and magazines and stuff. So let's get started. So I do have a couple clamshells. There's a couple cut boxes and then a bunch of slip sleeves. These clamshells here are all custom tapes, and then I have a couple custom slip sleeves near the end. So the first one that we have here is one of my favorites. We have a cool custom clamshell of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This here is a childhood favorite movie of mine. It's in a really cool pink clamshell. There's the spine, and here is the back. Gives you a cool little synopsis of the movie, and it gives you the rating there. So this is by someone called Video Force. I ended up finding out about them through Instagram, and they're based out of Canada, and they do some really cool custom tapes. So inside here we have the tape, cool little label on top, and then they even put a spine label there, which is really cool. I like it a lot. This tape is, it's not really expensive, but the original release of this from Media, which they even put the Media logo there, that tape is going for a lot now. That there goes for anywhere between like $350 to $400 now, which is insane. So I'm totally fine with having a bootleg one of it. Next up, we have a cool clamshell of the Slumber Party Massacre, the original, not the remake. This one's cool. It's got a horror sticker on there, which it's not actually a sticker. It's actually part of the artwork, which is neat. And then trying to do this all for the camera right there. You got the back, and then you get your little synopsis there. Of course, my camera doesn't want to read it. There you go. So that's cool. And then here's what this tape looks like. I don't really have any custom tapes that have like cool custom cassette shells, like kind of like some of the Nickelodeon ones, if you remember those. They came in like orange tapes. I don't have any custom tapes that are like that. All the ones I have are just in your standard black cassette shells. Next up is a classic. We got Chopping Mall. Just a fun, campy movie from the 80s. Super cool. This here is definitely one of my favorite clamshells I have. So, try and there, give you a chance to read it, check out the artwork, and all that. I'm not going to show like every single tape individually, because then it would make this video way too long. Plus, most of my slip sleeves there are in protective sleeves. Next up, we have Pigs. I think it's, what, 1973? Yeah, 1973. This here is one of those Grindhouse movies. It's not bad. It also goes under by a bunch of different names. Like, I think one of them is Killer Pigs, whenever you put this movie in, it's not called Pigs. I think it's called the 13th Pig, and like I know another one is Daddy's Deadly Darling, which is trying to. It's one of those ones where it's like try to say that 3 times fast and you're gonna mess up. Next up, we have a cut box of Rotor. I got this one a couple years ago. These ones here I got earlier, and I can't say this year. It's 2025. In that case, Happy New Year's, guys. But yeah, I got these like a couple months ago, probably back in like October or November, right around there. I'm pretty sure it was October. It was right around Halloween. But this one I had for a couple years, and it's a X rental. I'll show this one. Cool X rental tape. Got your stickers on there. Got the West Coast Video one there. It's kind of hard to show it because it's very reflective, but yeah, it doesn't want to show it. But it does say West Coast Video. This one is fun. Very, very campy and cheesy. This is my most recent one, and it's probably my favorite tape that I have, and it is the Thorn EMI Return of the Living Dead. This here is another childhood favorite of mine. This and Killer Clowns from Outer Space go hand in hand for me. So yeah, nice Thorn EMI HBO video. Really nice. Has a cool horror sticker there. Also have like a catalog sticker there, and then on the spine. It's a little faded on the spine, but then you also got a horror sticker there. And then here's the back of it. Gives you a cool synopsis of the movie. It's kind of funny because it says the story that begins where the classic horror movie Night of the Living Dead left off. So it's kind of a sequel. They try to make it seem like this is a sequel to the original movie of Night of the Living Dead, but they treat it as if it is a movie based on true events in this movie. But show you guys the tape just because it's got some cool stickers on it. So there's that. You got that 50-cent charge if not rewound. The classic Be Kind, Please Rewind. The spine sticker is a little beaten up, unfortunately, but it's fine. And then you got one there, and one there. Bedford Video from Bedford, Mass. Pretty cool. Alright. This is definitely like my most expensive tape that I do have in my collection, and it's one of my favorites. I really like it. Let's take care of the ones that are up here. So I did have to stack them up there like that, which kind of sucks. But right here we have The Evil. I picked this one up along with a bunch of other tapes off of Marketplace probably like almost a week ago for $5 a piece, at least the horror movies. This was one of them. So there's the spine. Set it here to where it gets a better look. So yeah, The Evil. Pretty cool. Next up we have a cut box of They Live. It is the MCA Universal release. So this is the original release. Pretty cool. I do have another one that is the same version as this, but it's a slip sleeve. I got it from the same seller that I ended up getting this tape from for $5. So pretty cool because They Live has recently gotten pretty pricey, which is odd. It's not like it's a hard movie to find or anything. It might just be sought after, but show you guys the stickers. One of my favorite things about this tape is this right here. This used to be a Kroger tape. Yeah. I bet you guys didn't know that Kroger used to be in the VHS rental business probably back in the 90s. So yeah, this here came from a Kroger. Who would have thought? So that's one of my favorite little things about this tape, and just kind of like one of my favorite things about X rental tapes in general is seeing all these stickers that kind of help tell a story of what kind of life it lived. So this one here is pretty cool. It is Slaughterhouse. This is actually how I got the tape. Bought it at a flea market for $10, and I was pretty happy with it because I went into this blind. I had no idea what this movie was. And what's cool about this is that it's actually a like a misprint tape, so it got double stamped on the bottom. So that's really cool. I don't know if it would really add value to it, but it's just a neat little thing. But it's a good movie. I like it. It's like a fun little slasher movie. It's not the greatest, but it's still fun nonetheless. Let's see. Let's get some of these other tapes over here. Kind of take all of these down. All right, set them here. So next up we have Don't Go in the House, which this is one of those like video nasty tapes that was banned for a period of time in the UK. And this here's the Video Treasures release, so it's not the best release. This is pretty sure this is recorded in EP, which if you don't know, like EP or LP mode is kind of just like really low quality recordings. The best recordings are always going to be SP, but it doesn't really take much away from it. It's still the full movie. It just looks a little bit fuzzier than normal for a VHS. But it's still it's an okay movie. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun movie. I'm trying to get this to focus a little bit. There we go. So yeah, Don't Go in the House. I got this one from a video store for like $15, just because they got some new tapes in, and I was wanting to get some new tapes and some new Blu-rays. Next up we have Parents, the weird like Randy Quaid movie. This here was a previewed Blockbuster tape, so it has the shrink wrap on it, so it's in really good shape. I don't know if it's actually sun faded on the front, but it kind of looks like it. But here's the back. So yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna be taking a lot of these tapes out just because they are in these like plastic like cases, so I don't want to really be popping them open nonstop. Next up we got Dead Heat, which is one of my favorite B movies. It's basically like if you combined some elements of like Return of the Living Dead with Lethal Weapon, and you get Dead Heat. It's like Lethal Weapon meets a zombie movie. It's just so goofy, and it's a fun movie. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I also do have this one on DVD. A majority of these movies I do have here, I do have either on DVD or Blu-ray. So, but now that those are out the way, we can move on to the rest of the slip sleeves. So next up, we have Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I got this one along with Part 1, so they both came from the same like video store, and came from the same seller. So got a cool horror tape on the, not tape, but a sticker on the front and on the spine. Got the back, which looks good. Definitely one of the cool things about Part 2 is definitely the poster art. It has one of the coolest posters for a movie. So, next up we have The Thing. This here's the MCA Universal release, 1996, so it's the most common release, but this one's in excellent shape, and I got this one for free. Right here we have Halloween, the classic media release. This here is a 1985 tape, which if you didn't know, on the back of this particular release of Halloween from media, it will have a copyright date of 1981. That's whenever this box artwork was made. But all throughout the 80s, they used this box for so many releases. The best way you could tell what release you have is if you take the tape out and look on the label, it will tell you what year it is. And mine is a 1985 white label. So, in my opinion, it's probably like the most common media release. Next up we got the MCA release of Halloween 2. This here is the 1987 tape, which again, this here is like the most common release of the MCA Halloween 2. The most common release of Halloween 2 on tape would have to be the Good Times home video release, which I personally do not like. I think it has a very ugly artwork. Speaking of Good Times, we got Good Times Halloween 3. This one's not as bad, but I still prefer the Universal release. This one's actually a Canadian release, so instead of it saying Good Times, it says HGV, and it's got the Canadian logo. And as far as I'm aware, it's not cut. I remember watching it before, and it plays just like every other version of Halloween 3 I've seen. Alright, next up we got Halloween 4, CBS Fox release, which is the first release, so this year is 1989. Really good shape. So there's that one. And then of course, Halloween 5 CBS Fox release. So, and of course they showed the ugly mask. Not my favorite Halloween, but yeah. I didn't bother getting 6 H2O Resurrection because I don't like those movies. I'm fine with just getting the first 5. So, next up we got another custom tape of Terrifier. I'm a huge Terrifier fan. I love the Terrifier movies. And the All Hallows Eve anthology movie. That one's fun. But yeah, this here's a really cool custom tape that has the movie on it. Has really cool artwork. I love the that screenshot of art on the back. So really cool. I really do like this one. It has really good art on it. No pun intended. So next up we got the Witter Entertainment Walmart exclusive Terrifier 2 2 tape set. I picked this one up from the same person I got these custom tapes from off of Marketplace for like $10. So I'm pretty happy with that. It doesn't have the scratch and sniff sticker or the 30-day free trial thing, but I don't care. I already have this on a DVD. I just really wanted the VHS. So super, super cool. Let me try and scoot to the other side and get these other tapes. So right here, we have Terror in the Isles, which is a really cool tape. For the longest time, this was the only way you could actually watch this movie, if you can really call it a movie. It's more or less like a clip fest, where they show you all different clips from different horror movies. Like you got Halloween 2, Jaws, American Werewolf in London. I think they show stuff like from The Brood, a bunch of stuff from like Alfred Hitchcock movies. But I think recently, if I'm not mistaken, Shout Factory finally put this out on Blu-ray. So definitely recommend checking it out for sure. It's hosted by Donald Pleasance and Nancy Allen, so it's a really fun thing. It's kind of like the Coming Soon tape hosted by Jamie Lee Curtis, but talking more of like modern horror of the time as opposed to like the classic Hammer films. So next up we got Maximum Overdrive. This one in Dead Heat I got from the same thrift shop near my house. And this here's the original release of Maximum Overdrive. I've heard people had mixed opinions on this movie. I personally love this movie. I think it's a really fun Stephen King movie. It's not the best Stephen King movie, but for it to be, I think it was like his directorial debut, for it being that, I think he did a pretty good job. I do like this movie. One thing that I find funny is the trailer for this movie. He flat out stole the Halloween 3 theme and used it in his trailer. So that's a funny thing to me. Next up is probably my second favorite tape that I have, and that is the HBO canon release of The Evil Dead. Whenever it comes to HBO tapes, it's really hard to pinpoint like when they came out because they don't put copyright dates on their tapes. They used to be Thorn EMI, and then they went through like a brand change throughout like the mid 80s to be HBO. So I want to say this here might be like a 1986 tape, because this tape, Return of the Living Dead, came out in 1985, and it's Thorn EMI HBO. And I think it was right around 86, if I can get that back in there. It was right around 86, I believe, that they finally switched it over to be HBO Canon, and then later just renaming to HBO. And all the movies, like this original, like the original release of this movie came out in a clamshell just like this. But then they re-released like all these movies that were in clamshells in slip sleeves, so that's what this is. And I think this one is at least 86 tape. So I'm not going to keep ranting about that, but I think this is just the best looking VHS of the Evil Dead, because it has the iconic art, it has a really cool red font on it, the spine looks awesome, the back looks cool. I love that it doesn't show you any pictures of the movie. It kind of makes it feel, it kind of gives it that, like, mysterious factor where it's like, ooh, the Evil Dead, the most ferociously, what was it? The most ferociously original horror film by Stephen King, and you're sitting there like, ooh, this is something I should not watch. You know, because like Return of the Living Dead, you see screenshots of it, but this one you don't. So, such a cool tape. It's not that expensive. It's probably like $60 or so, but I got this one for I think like 20 cents or so, something like that, because I bought it in a lot of tapes for like $20. So, this tape alone paid off that whole lot. So, that's the tape that I really wanted, was that one. And last but not least is a really cool one. This here is a custom tape of Evil Dead Rise from Video Force. It is not a slip sleeve, it is a closed box, like the meteor release of Halloween there. So it's got a cool spine there that's yellow. I like this side, it's blue, so that looks cool. Then you got the back. Try and show you the synopsis if I can. There's that. Looks cool. And this one actually has genuine stickers. So like that horror sticker is a real one. And then it has this really cool gold exclusive pan and scan edition sticker. And then they also put a sticker on the bottom. So I did open it because I wanted to watch it. Even though I have it on Blu-ray, it's still cool to watch it. So that is my little VHS collection I have in here. If this video does well, I'll definitely do like a part 2 showing my other tapes I have. But in the meantime, let me know what you guys think of my like small little collection I have here. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know. And if you guys want to see more, again, let me know. And if you guys have any cool like video store memories or just VHS memories in general, I'd love to hear it in the comments. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.